Yes, once again, it's time for a cup of conversation in the studios of BRCK in Lefkoşa. My name is Can Ghazi, and once again we are here to talk about a different subject every week with different guests. And this week I'm very happy and honoured to have a lady who has written a children's book raising money for a very special charity. Now, the lady in question is somebody that you might know from the British Council. Her name is Seda Selçuk Tanova, and she's written a book in Turkish for children called Tanova Cabani. But it's a book that anyone can read, full of lively pictures, and the money raised from the sale of this book will go to the wonderful charity, which is of course the Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu Child Leukemia and Fight Against Cancer. And this foundation is really very important for everyone to support. So please do get this book if you can find it, and it's well worth a read. So welcome, Seda, to the program.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
And you've done a great job with this book. But before we talk about the book, let's find out more about you, because I'm sure some people who have come to the British Council will recognise you.
Yes.
You have been with the British Council for how many years?
Maybe I shouldn't say, but
for many years.
For many years, around 20 years actually.
Wow.
So I've been there for a very long time. Although now my main post is in southern Nicosia. You know, I've been in education with the British Council in exams for about 20 years.
Now, you are a Turkish Cypriot.
Yes.
But you have a great accent. So where were you born? Where did you live?
I was born and raised here in Cyprus, but I studied in the US, and I think that's where most of my accent is coming from, a North American accent. And after doing my undergraduate there, I came back to Cyprus. Having worked a few jobs, I landed a job at the British Council, and here I am.
And there you've been ever since?
Ever since, yes.
And what was your studies in America? What did you study there exactly?
I actually studied economics, but I did actually very little with it in the aftermath. But with any undergraduate studies, the experience of living abroad, you know, trying to take care of yourself in a foreign country, foreign language. We didn't have internet, you know, we didn't have mobile phones. That was the main experience, I think, for anybody anyway.
Yeah. So you found yourself at the British Council. What was your main job there? I mean, the reason why I say we might recognise you, because you were based in the Lefkoşa branch in North, weren't you?
Most people might know the British High Commission, which is an extension of the Dereboy Mehmet Akif Caddesi. I was there for maybe almost 10 years, possibly. And then we had moved to Köşkü Çiftlik area for another 4 or 5 years there. But as I said, I've been based in the southern side for about 10 years now. There I started part-time actually, because I didn't know what I wanted to do when I was a young undergraduate. And we had a very nice library, and people remember us with the British Council is remembered with the library. I've always loved books. We keep reading books, and now I've written one. So it was.
And you are talking about a book.
Yes.
I remember going to the library there. I remember where you were at the end of Dereboy.
Yes.
The original building there. And it was a very nice old colonial style building.
Yes.
And it was very popular. And of course, everyone had to go there, especially those students who had to do
some research
and things. And I know the British Council was very important here, especially if you want to do exams abroad. You know, if you have to do any external examinations. So your role is very important on the island of Cyprus. And as you said, books. And here you are now with your own book. Now, Tanova Cabani is a children's book.
Yes.
Is this the first time you ever put your hand at writing your own thing?
Yes, I mean, the idea, it came through when actually my son was quite small, and I had difficulty finding Turkish children's book. You know, big pictures, few words, things that a parent can talk to the child about or read at night, not too long, you know, something fun and funny. I was able to find some English ones when we were, you know, traveling abroad and everything, but Turkish ones, it was always a struggle. And when my son was quite little, I said, oh my God, I should sit and write a book. But that was, you know, 10, 12 years ago. but as I said, you know, as a family, we read quite a number of books, and my son, thank God, grew up to still reading books. He's 16 now, and he still likes reading books. So we were always kind of in this environment, let's say. And when Tan is actually my nephew, and when he had a interesting conversation with my son, I thought, oh my God, this could be a good children's book. And I thought, you know, I should write it down. I should write it down. And a few years have passed because it's very difficult from having an idea to actually implementing it.
Yeah.
And about a year ago, I said, I really want to do this because the story is great. You know, I really like the story. I don't want to forget it. We know when kids are small, they do funny things. They have funny memories. But as they grow up, we forget these things. We don't know which kid said what kind of funny word or anything.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't want to forget this. I want to do it maybe at least for our family's sake, just to have it in writing. And I didn't think it would become a book. I thought, you know, I'll just print it off of a printer with some illustrations, and it'd be a good kind of keepsake, like a memory to keep. Yes.
It is funny because let me tell you more about the story, listeners, because I've actually read the book. My son's read the book. He's a bit old for this age, but he loved it. He's nearly 9, but this is aimed for
3 to 5, let's say.
3 to 5 year olds. Now, Tan, as you said, is your nephew's name.
Yes.
So Tan is this little boy here on top of what looks like a dinosaur, a monster. They're Cabani. Now, Cabani is a made-up name, but actually, it's what your nephew called your son.
Yes.
Now, your son's name is?
Can.
Can. And in Turkish, when we call somebody who's older than us a boy, it's Abi. If it's a girl, it's Abla. So it's actually meant to be Can Abi, but it became Cabani.
Yes, we were telling Tan to call Can to come. I can't remember exactly, to either come to get some dinner or, you know, to come out of his room, and we're going somewhere, and we kept on telling him, call Can Abi, Can Abini çağır. And then he screamed Cabani, you know, and we thought it was so funny and such a wonderful word as well, you know. I've never heard about this word used in Turkish anyway, and we thought, oh my God, it sounds like a monster name. It could be, you know, something else. So my imagination kind of grew wild at that point, and so the story came of a boy asking his mom, saying, is Cabani going to come and play? And the mom is trying to figure out what Cabani is. And as you can see in the book, it's not like what is Cabani, and the book finishes. We want it to be a little bit interactive. So we said the mom is trying to find out by asking kind of indirect questions. Is this Cabani scary? Because she thinks it might be a monster, you know. Is this Cabani big or small? What do you do with Cabani? You know, she's trying to figure out if it's an imaginary friend, you know, is it an animal?
I mean, she's thinking of animals.
Yes.
Well, who is Cabani? What is Cabani?
What is Cabani, exactly.
And I mean, we swim together, we go to the park together, he says, Tan says. So, and then obviously at the end, you know, it's a nice little story that I think, I mean, it's just so easy to follow, and the illustrations are brilliant. And by the way, let's give a big credit to Maria Goldseva, who illustrated this book for you. And I actually think that this could be a series of books.
Yes, thank you.
Tan and Cabani doing lots of different things together, adventures. Now, how old was Tan when this
was about
happened?
2.5, 3 years old.
And your son Can was?
About 13.
So there's a bit of an age difference between them.
There's 10 years of a age difference between them.
And there's a lovely photograph of them. We'll show that at the end of towards the end of the interview, of them at the back of the book. So they're obviously quite close. They were quite close.
Yes.
At that time, you know, my Can Abi, and your son was very patient with Tan. And so this idea, I mean, as you said, all of us have got memories of our children saying silly things or doing silly things, but as time goes by, you might forget.
You might forget,
Then
yes.
10 years later down the line, what was it? Who said what?
Yeah, who said what? Exactly.
And so this actually originated from you making a keepsake for your family.
Yes. Exactly.
So that, you know, you can remember in years to come that nice little thing about Tan calling your son Janabi
Cabani.
or Cabani. How did this? Actually, let's now go to another story. You are also involved with the Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu Child Leukemia and Fight Against Cancer Foundation.
Yes.
How did that happen, and what's your involvement there?
I'm a member of the board at the moment, and it happened. I mean, I always knew about the foundation from the beginning when they were looking for bone marrow for Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu, and we were planning an event, and at that event we decided to give some of the proceeds to Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu Foundation to kind of help them and support them. And because we did quite a lot of things, the board decided to invite me to become a member of the foundation, and I've been actively involved ever since. It's been like 8 years, I think, now.
Amazing.
Yes.
So you've been actually involved with the foundation on the board of directors for a few years.
Yes.
So it's a very close charity to your heart.
Yes, definitely.
And I was amazed to learn not so long ago, a few months back, that had Kemal survived, had he got the right bone marrow,
like a month. If he had survived like a month more, they had found a bone marrow for him.
And today he would have been around 30 years old. I think.
Yeah.
Because I think he was 12
in 1996, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he would have. I think Özgür İnce, who is from the foundation. I think she said that he would have been around 30 had he survived. Unfortunately, he didn't. But his legacy continues.
Definitely.
With the foundation, and I know that. I mean, at least one of my programs every month is linked to an event linked to the charity, either that charity or to the Help Those with Cancer charity, which is why I made a little mix up at the beginning of the interview. But you know, it's a very, very important charity for the children, supporting children who are suffering and supporting their families as well.
Definitely. I mean, if I may say a few words.
Yes, please do.
Since the foundation has been founded, we've been helping about 150 kids. At the moment, we are helping about 77 who are in different stages of their treatment. I mean, they may be in remission, they may be now kind of leading their normal lives, but the minimum care that we give them is 8 years because it's 5 years for the treatment and 3 years extra for controls and this and that. And as you said, we give not only money, but we do activities to boost their morals. We take them to vacations, the ones who can come, who are in remission and who can be active. We help them with their studies. You know, we find teachers so they can graduate from elementary school or Talkul or high school. We give some small donations or scholarships to people who are trying to study at university, because you need to understand that these people had maybe 2-3 years setback in their lives, and they haven't been in school, they haven't been in a proper environment with a social environment with their friends. So we give them psychological support, lots and lots of things, and of course the families. We help them with, you know, with their rent, with food. Unfortunately, this illness it takes very long to heal, and money-wise, it's really draining on the families. Yes.
So ever since the establishment of the Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu Foundation, they've been supporting these families and the children through this difficult time. And unfortunately, it'll be ongoing because cancer is still a very big issue.
It's a very big issue, and every year we actually have more kids who are suffering from this illness, and that's why giving your swabs saliva example to us is very, very important, because you might be a match to one of the kids who are suffering. As you know, there's a big campaign going on ultrasound now for another kid of ours. That's still ongoing. Unfortunately, we haven't found a match yet. Just to let the public know that when you give a swab, it's on a cotton. It's like a cotton ear cleaning.
Cotton bud.
Cotton bud. Yes.
Yeah.
They just take a saliva example from your mouth, and this is sent to the south which is a Karaskakio. It's like an equivalent foundation in the south, which links us to the World Bank. So
that's really good news.
Yes, so you may be linked to anybody in the world that you might help. These things are anonymous. The procedure is painless. You know, you just need to go in for a couple hours and give blood, and that's it. And you hopefully will save a life.
Yes. I know one of the gentlemen here at work, one of the guys who works here, he actually donated to a young girl in Italy.
Oh, excellent.
He's, you know, via your association.
Yes.
And he actually put out a plea maybe to actually one day meet the girl, but I think, as you said, it's anonymous.
Yeah, it's anonymous. But, it's confidential.
It is very easy now, because I remember a few years ago, many years ago, when there was a big campaign drive, and I think we gave blood samples then
yes.
at Leisure Palace.
Yes, that was for Kemal.
A Greek and a Turkish Cypriot child, I think.
That was for Kemal and Andreas.
Yeah.
Andreas survived, thankfully. But as you know, we know that medicine evolves, and it's now easier.
So all you have to do is just a swab. Painless.
Yes. Just
nothing.
two seconds.
Just 2 seconds, 5 minutes of your time. Go to the foundation, and they will take your swab, and then you can be in the bank, in the you know, bone marrow donation bank, and who knows, maybe you can help save a life.
Definitely.
But it's really very important. Definitely. And once you've done it once, that's it. Your name is on the bank register for always. Yes.
Just some of the criteria is that you need to be in good health. You need to be between 18 and 45 years old, and you need to have a TRNC ID card.
Right.
Yeah.
Now let's go back to the book again. So at first, as we said before, you wanted to capture a moment in your son and nephew's life that would be there forever. But when did this become a book that would raise money for Kemal Sarıçoğlu? How did that develop?
Well, and working with Kemal Sarıçoğlu Vakfı, I know that there's a need for a lot of donations. As you know, the treatment of cancer is minimum 8 years. It's 5 years treatment and 3 years for controls. And I know firsthand where all the money is being spent and how desperate some of the patients are and the families are. And once the book idea was kind of developed, and I found an illustrator, my friends at Cherry Red said, "We love the idea. We'd like to illustrate it for you as a book."
Now, Cherry Red is
an agency in Karinya.
Right.
Yes.
And they said we can find an illustrator for you.
Yes, they had one on staff. So Maria used to work there.
Yeah. So hello to Maria.
Yes.
For this.
And so they got really excited, which got me excited. And they said, I'm sure we can find a sponsor for you. We might go to one of the bookshops, and thankfully Berberoğlu has sponsored the book. So once there was a sponsor, I said, the proceeds I can definitely donate to Kemal Sarıçoğlu Vakfı. I'm doing this as a reminder, as a memory for my family. Anyway, I'm not here to make money out of it.
Yeah.
And I would rather go for the book proceeds to go to a good cause.
Well done, Seda.
Thank you.
Amazing. What a nice story to bring to this level now.
Thank you.
And the illustrations. So when you wrote the book, when you wrote this,
the script, yeah.
Obviously you know Tan, but how did you envisage Cabani? And is this how did you help Maria?
Yes, definitely.
Did you describe to her what type of animal or what type of creature you wanted?
Yes, I mean all the scenes in the book are actually from like real life.
Yeah.
My son loves dinosaurs. Tan loves dinosaurs. They wear dinosaur shirts. They're quite keen of these things. So that's when the mom was saying to Tan, instead of saying what is Cabani, she's like, is it a dinosaur friend? Is one of his dinosaur toys? You know, what is this Cabani? That's why she's asking, is he big? Is he small? And Tan is very confused because he's like, Mom, you know who Cabani is. Why are you asking me all these questions? You know, you know, it says, you're funny, Mommy. You know what we do with Cabani? We go to the park. We get ice cream.
Yeah.
You know all these things. Why are you asking me? But the mom is still confused because she doesn't know that Cabani means John Abi.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I mean, again, it's really, really nice. There's such brilliant illustrations in this book.
Yes.
And the story is so easy to follow.
Yes,
so good for a parent to read to their child.
Yes,
and
yes,
as you said, to interact. What's happening here? What are they doing?
Yes,
Would you like to do this? Do you have fun doing these things?
Yes,
so it is really nice to have this book. So you work with, I mean, did you work side by side with Maria in drawing or helping her?
Lots of emails and lots of you know, messenger and photos, and they would send me like color swabs or some drawings, and I would pick. But I did at some point go to them and sit with them for a couple hours.
Yeah.
You know, we had to pick from the font of the writing, the placement. We had to maybe change some of the words because we wanted to sound more friendly or more interesting. But they did an excellent job anyway, as you can see.
They did. You all did an excellent job. It's not easy to bring one idea to life and to bring it into such a wonderful way like this, and also to help a charity. So well done for that.
Thank you.
Now, the next step is, and unfortunately she couldn't be here today because she actually lives in Bursa, but a lovely lady who's been on my program before, Özlem Akman, Özlem, who is a very talented lady. She makes dolls in Turkey, and she sends them all around the world, and she makes everything and anything that you want, from superheroes to Clark Gable even, a bride, a princess, and now via Angel Art Özlem, she's also made dolls of Tan and Cabani. Now you know Özlem from before.
We have a common friend, and when she first kind of started these out, I really liked the dolls, and I had personally ordered some for Kemal Saraçoğlu Vakfı to give to the students. My exams thing is coming out.
To the lovely young children, the patients.
To the children, to the patients who were staying at the oncology center, and I thought it might be a good idea to give them some superhero dolls to you know, boost their morale, everything. So I ordered a few, and when the coordinator at the Vakıf at the foundation saw them, she said, "Oh my God, these are very nice. Why don't we order more, and we could sell them so more people can have them." So Özlem has been doing quite a number of dolls for us. And after the whole book was out, and I wanted to do more kind of promotional items for the book, maybe a bookmark, maybe a mug. And then it suddenly clicked. I'm like, why don't I do the dolls? You know, it'd be very useful if any teachers are reading or parents are reading. They can use it as like puppets or as an illustration. It's a nice keepsake. Özlem did very, very nicely. Very intricate.
She is very talented.
Yes.
As you said, there are other dolls there which were on display for sale at the foundation, raising money for the foundation, and then we thought, why not do Tan and Cabani? And I actually think, looking at the illustration, looking at this, isn't it amazing?
Yeah,
the likeness.
It's almost like one-to-one, definitely.
Eat your heart out, any Disney fans out there. Forget the Disney shop selling all the Disney characters. I think we are holding some really, really wonderful, precious items here. And she took time to look at the pictures, to develop, and I believe, because we had a radio interview, didn't we, a few weeks ago with Özlem while she was here for a short time on the island, and she said that this was the first time she actually done anything like a dinosaur. Most of the times it's actually a doll, which is like, you know, like...
It's a little bit like the Tan character, although the hair and the face is a bit different. So it was a bit of a challenge for her that she readily accepted. She really wanted to to do it. She was quite excited as well.
Yeah.
Again, because she's in Bursa, you know, lots of pictures and drawings going back and forth, and me giving feedback. But the end product is wonderful. We only have a limited amount at Kemal Saraçoğlu Vakfı because we only have a limited number of books left. Actually, thankfully, it's almost sold out. So
how many did you print?
We printed 1,000.
1,000, and you're now down to the last.
Like maybe 50, 60.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing, Seda. Isn't that great?
Yes, it's wonderful.
So there might be a second print.
Hopefully.
Reprinting, maybe.
Hopefully, maybe next year.
Maybe next year. Or even, actually, I'll ask you this question later on. I'm going to save it for towards the end, because I'm going to ask you what you got planned. But so this set actually is available at the moment.
Yes.
If somebody wants to buy the book and the dolls, maybe a school teacher, maybe a school itself for their youngsters. And as you said, maybe teachers or parents can even have, you know, this is Tan, this is Cabani. You know, 'cause it brings the book alive. And I think, do you think, as somebody who loves reading, and you said that your own son, Can, loves reading as well. You know, this was born from the fact that you couldn't find many Turkish books for children. Do you think that we should be encouraging children to read more?
Definitely. As you know, with social media now and phones, we're all kind of our heads are down and looking at YouTube videos and whatnot. But book is something else. You know, because the charge doesn't go, you know, the battery doesn't go. You can take it wherever you want. It doesn't rot, it doesn't go bad, you know, books are something else. And I think, unfortunately, we are seeing less and less people reading books. And I would definitely encourage people to try more.
And I think the age range of this book, as you said, between 3 and 5 years old, it's a great age to get them interested in books.
Yes.
Maybe with a book like this, will spark their imagination and they want to read more. Like I said, my son is nearly 9. He loves books. Thanks to the school that he's at, he has to read books for
weekly or monthly
every week. He has to read 2 or 3 books, and also at home he likes going through books and drawing his own drawings even as well from the characters. So even though he's 9, he still enjoys reading this. I mean, it's very easy to read. I mean, he could finish it within a minute or two.
Of course,
read it and finish. But it's lots of fun, and it's something you can go back to again.
Yes,
I
mean, that's the other thing that we wanted to do with the book, because at the end, when you realize who Cabani is, and then you can go back and imagine the same activities with Can, and not the dinosaur character, but with the Can character. So it takes you know, it might take you like another minute to say, it's not the dinosaur, it's the older boy. So let me go see the other pages, what they were doing. So the dinosaur swimming with the round flotation thing is actually kind of funny, because Can wouldn't swim with a flotation ring, you know.
You wouldn't know.
Yes. So we wanted people our parents and kids to be able to kind of go back and read it a second time.
Definitely, something that you can read again and again and again. And very, very easy language, very easy to follow. I asked you before, and I said, would you ever consider doing this in English? But obviously, some of the words, and the word Cabani wouldn't make sense in English, because Can Abi is something that is very Turkish. You know.
I actually have friends who were quite excited about the book, and I said, oh, but it's in Turkish. And they said, no, send it to us. We'll find a way to translate this word. So we might do it, but maybe call it something else. I don't know what that might be at the moment, but
then again, they're both names, so Tan and Cabani can say the same, because Cabani has become a name now, not Can Abi. And so it's like Tan has an imaginary friend, although it's not imaginary, because
it's real.
It's his cousin, so it's real, but it's quite. You know, you can flip from one to the other, imaginary and real, and maybe a child who's by himself or herself can maybe imagine having a friend, and Cabani can be their friend.
Of course. course.
Everyone's friend.
Yes, I mean we've got very good feedback from teachers because knowing that the proceeds will go to Kemal Saraçoğlu Vakfı, they bought them in bulks and gave it out to their class. And no matter the age, they gave out to 12-year-olds, and they all loved the word Cabani.
Yeah.
And I've been getting feedbacks that they created a group on Facebook called Cabani, and on their messenger their group is called Cabani because it's such a lovely word. And this is all very good feedback, saying that all ages are enjoying the word Cabani.
How do your nephew and son feel about being immortalized in a book like this? I mean, now they're older, aren't they? Because your son is how old now?
He's 16.
He's 16.
And Tan is 6. Tan was thrilled. As you said, we put the pictures on the back as well.
Yeah.
And he was just ecstatic that he had his picture in a book, like he's in a book.
Yeah.
He was very funny. John was very proud of me that I actually managed to make the book, but he keeps making fun of me as teenagers do.
But if somebody outside his friend said, "Is that you?" Does he admit it to him, or does he say,
he does. He does. I think he likes the attention. Yes.
Very good. Well done to John for being such a great role model.
Yes.
To his lovely cousin Tan, and the great rapport between them.
Yes.
And that's going to be captured forever in this book that you've done, Seda. So my question is now, would you ever consider writing more? Could there be a series like this, or do you want to just keep it as a one unique, one-off thing?
I would like to do another one because once you start thinking about things, other ideas come up. I do have another idea, but whether or not I won't be able to do it this year. Maybe next year we might have another Tan and Cabani does something. I won't tell what it is. Because I've enjoyed the process. The proceeds are going to a very good cause. People enjoyed the book, which is also very important. And I would like to do another one, definitely.
It's very important to highlight the fact that it's not easy to get a book out there, is it? Even though you had a sponsor, and thanks to Berbero, the bookstore, they helped you to get this book out, because when you find out yourself, you could have been not in debt, but you're not making money out of this. You didn't want to make money out of it. You want to support the charity. But was it easy? How long from the original idea to having this book out? How long did it take you to get?
I mean, as I said, just finding the proper illustrator, it kind of took me a couple of years because I was asking around. I knew some people who were capable of doing illustrations. However, either they were too busy. One of them were working on his own book, so he's like, "I'm too busy trying to do my thing. I can't help you." I really didn't know what the costs would be like. I didn't know how much an illustrator would cost or how much the printing would cost. Again, I didn't want to be an expensive book so that people wouldn't buy it. I wanted to be kind of relatively moderate.
No, it's very cheap.
Yes.
Let's just say, I mean, do you mind if I give out the price of this book is absolutely ridiculous. It's 20 Turkish lira, which is nothing at all for a book like this, and every kuruş, every lira goes to the foundation, the Kemal Saraçoğlu Child Leukemia and Fight Against Cancer Foundation. So, it's a very silly amount for the book, really, Seda. As you said, a limited amount. These are sold in pairs.
No, they can be sold separately.
You don't mind breaking them up?
No, it's fine. Yeah,
they shouldn't really be going as a whole
pair,
set. So you still have a few sets at the foundation.
Yes.
The books are at the foundation, and we can also get the book at the Berbero bookstores
and other bookstores as well.
And you go to other bookstores as well. Yes. So we can see in most of the bookstores.
Most bookshops do have 5 or 10. In their stock.
Fantastic. And you're very happy with, so far, the sales, as you said, down to the last 15, 20.
Yes. Oh, not 20, 50, 60, let's say.
Yeah, amazing.
Yes, thank you very much. As I said, I mean, because it's for a good cause, people have been very, very generous.
Because the book only came out in April, didn't it, I think?
Yes, end of April.
End of April, so May, June. In 2 months?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Just goes to show how popular.
Yes.
But what do you think, though, of when you look back and you sit back and you see all this now in front of you, are you amazed at your accomplishment?
Yes, I am. I never thought I'd do such a thing. I mean, it's an idea, but we have many ideas, as might everybody else. But seeing it printed and like seeing it in the bookstore, all 1,000 of them, was like, oh my God, I can't believe I managed this. I was quite proud of myself.
Yeah.
It's easy, but it's not easy, you know.
But worth it.
But worth it, definitely.
You struggled, you persevered, you found the right people, you found the right things.
I think that's the thing. Finding the right people is the key.
But it all came together, all gelled. Thanks to Özlem. That's Angel Art Özlem on the internet. You can find her on Instagram and on Facebook. Yeah. She's a great lady. You can order dolls from her as well. You can get these dolls at the foundation, which is actually in the old quarters of Lefkoşa.
Yes.
Can you describe where exactly? If we go from Girne Kapısı, yes?
Yes. So from Girne Kapısı, if you go all the way down and then turn right from the column.
Yes.
And it's right across the courts on the same road as the post office.
Right. So near the post office, in the old quarters of Lefkoşa, you can find the foundation, and you can get the books, and you can get the dolls as well. And I'm sure most schools will be jumping at the chance, or have already jumped at the chance, to get these books for their students and to share with the students in playtime, especially for the the 3 to 5 age range. Yeah. But my son, age 9, he loves it. So all kids should get this in primary school. Also, how can we help the foundation? I know that there is a lot going on. They always have events.
Yes.
We share that on the radio.
I mean,
TV
the public
here.
is very perceptive to the foundation, thankfully. There are always quite a number of events happening and the proceeds going to the foundation. But as an individual, you can either subscribe on SMS, so a certain amount, like 5 TL, 10 TL will come out from your phone bill every month.
What number is that to? Do you know can you remember the number? I can't remember it anymore. I've read it out so many times.
I think it's 4423, but I don't want to be mistaken.
Okay,
we can check on Facebook.
You can check on Facebook. Go to the Kemal Selçuk Foundation Facebook page, and there is a number, so you can donate however much you want, 5, 10, 15, 20.
Yes, yeah. We also have bank accounts that you can do a direct transfer. Also, the information is on the Facebook page. It's Kemal Selçuk Vakfı. And if you just want to go pay cash or with a credit card, you can do that at the foundation as well.
Does the foundation need any volunteers for anything? Or could somebody, I know, for instance, like let's say we had the Girne Marathon not so long ago.
Yes.
That was really good and the money went to the foundation. Can somebody maybe organise an event, come with you and say, I want to do this, and give the money to you guys? Is that possible?
Yes, I mean, with the events, that's how it normally works. I mean, you would come up with an event, a marathon, or something of a music. We help with the information, spreading of the information that this event is happening, and it's going to benefit the foundation. And usually, one of us or some of us are at the event on the day as well. So if people want to buy things or donate at the event, they can also do that. But if they want to volunteer, we're always looking for volunteers. So if you want to volunteer a couple hours a day or a week, we always need people taking things here and there or organizing at the foundation itself. We're very happy to support. Is
the foundation office open during office working hours during the day then?
Yes,
most of the time?
It's mostly like 7:30 till 4:30.
Yeah. And let's say we have something at home, we want to clear out some clothes or bric-a-brac or something. Could you accept donations or do you not?
We're not really doing that. We used to have somebody who would do it on behalf of the foundation, but she stopped doing it. She's gotten quite old. So unfortunately, we're not taking those kind of things. But if it's something that's quite valuable or somebody could use at home, we could always give it to one of our families that needs these kind of things.
How many children, roughly, as we end the interview, do you have that are needing help at the moment? I mean,
we have about 77 who are
77
who are getting some sort of support from us.
Wow, that's a large number, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Sad.
Yes.
And what do their ages range from? I mean,
we're responsible because it's our main area is children. However, if they started, 10, 15 years maybe, and they're now university age, we still kind of keep on helping them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, until they are really given the all clear,
yes, definitely.
they can come to you for some sort of help.
Definitely.
It's an ongoing thing, but born out of love and compassion for everyone. And you know, unfortunately, Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu passed away, but his family have kept his memory alive.
Yes, I mean, as you said, unfortunately, he passed away, but his name has been helping many children.
So he didn't pass away in vain. He is somebody who is going to be remembered for a long, long while. His name will live on forever and ever. Yeah. I'm sure his family are very, very honoured and happy that it's carrying on like this. And we have such great people like you on the board of directors supporting the charity. I think you've done a great job, Seda.
Thank you very much.
And you'll continue to be on the board of directors, you think, for a few more years?
I hope so.
You don't mind doing it, you're happy?
No, very happy to do so. Yes, I mean, the amount of work that they're doing is admirable, and if I can contribute in any sort of way, I'm very happy to do so.
You've done a great contribution with Tan ve Cabani. This is a Turkish language book, but it's very, very simple to read, very, very easy. And I think any child who isn't even foreign, maybe English or American or Russian, who studies here, who has a few Turkish lessons, they'll understand this book, they'll understand what's going on. The pictures speak for themselves, the dolls bring everything alive. Seda's words are amazing. The story of Can and Tan, or Tan and Cabani, is amazing. And I just want to say, if you haven't got it, get it now, because there aren't many copies left. I think there's going to be a reprint soon. You'll have to get yourself ready for another second launch, Seda. But thank you once again for coming in today.
Thank you for having me. Thank
you for sharing all these wonderful things with us. It's amazing. You're doing a great job. Send our love back to Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu Foundation.
I will do. Thank you.
And I hope to see you around again soon.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks a lot. Yes, we've come to the end of A Cup of Conversation, unfortunately, for this week. Hope you enjoyed the programme. And until next time we meet, go well, take care. Bye-bye.